unless a system or process has no variation, has no uncertainty, has no errors, it's just it's absurd that you can schedule up to 100%.
One of the things that the handbook talks about a lot is promoting a culture of continual learning and experimentation. I find that engineers love to learn. I mean, they would, many engineers would not code if they could just learn all day, right? Um, but but often it's management practices that kind of block that. So what can managers and unknowingly, I mean, I don't think a manager ever intentionally does that. What can managers do to foster that culture of, for their teams?
It's such a great question because I think leaders signal things maybe often inadvertently, and I think one of them, maybe one of the most basic things, is not allowing enough slack in the system, right? And so that could be, are we reserving 20% of time for reducing technical debt or learning, right? And the answer is often no. And to me, that's really heartbreaking. My mentor, Dr. Stephen Spear at MIT Sloan, I mean, he said it so poignantly. He said, unless a system or process has no variation, has no uncertainty, has no errors, it's absurd that you can schedule up to 100%, right? And that also assumes that conditions don't change at all, right? So not only isn't the area and boundary of the problem not changing, the world around you is not changing. I don't think in this world that actually happens. I mean, maybe the one exception I can think of is like the unless you're writing matrix multiplication libraries, right? The basic linear algebra system, right? It's been somewhat unchanged. It's been getting faster and faster, but the interfaces haven't changed in 40 years because math doesn't change. But most of us don't write software that just does matrix multiplication. So I think leaders, one, have to introduce more. They have to ensure that engineers can have slack in the system.